Hi, Karen here, and time for my top 10 tips of how to survive and do really well at university next year.
It's my job to make great students greater, not make mediocre students less mediocre.
I'm saving my best tip to the end, so stay tuned. So why am I giving you tips? What qualifies me to do this? Well, I've got a lot of years of post-secondary education. Probably too many years of post-secondary education. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. That may still happen to you, but at least I learned the best revision and study tips that you could possibly learn. If you were the type of person that continuously revised throughout the year, keep it up, because you're going to have to do that for university.
I can't do it every day.
This is your first ever homework.
I can't
Ever.
do it.
If you, like me, tended to cram at exam times and sort of slacked off a bit during the year, you got to stop. The only way you're going to do well and get good grades is to continuously do it throughout the year.
What
This
is
is
the matter?
gonna take me days.
You're still going to have to cram for exams, but the volume of information increases drastically when you go to university. It will be impossible for you to cram it all in anymore.
Faster, faster, faster!
So how much time should you spend weekly revising? Really simple formula. 1 hour lecture, 1 hour revising. So if you have 15 hours a week of lectures, you're going to spend 15 hours a week revising. And please bear in mind, never spend more than 4 hours a day revising, but do commit to at least 2.
Silly, what's 3 plus 4?
It's 7.
7.
So here's the one that you probably are expecting and aren't going to want to hear. You're going to have to get rid of Netflix, your television, Snapchat, Instagram. Your friends are going to have to wait. They're going to have to wait for you.
I won't be able to see you anymore.
So you've just got to get rid of it for this very short period of time. When you're on holidays or one day on the weekend, not a problem. But you've got to commit during the week to school. That's your number one priority.
This is something I hate to do.
Here's a really easy one that you already know again. Get fit
Now double here. That's it. You're doing fantastic.
and eat well. It'll help you sleep better. It'll help you revise better. It'll get the brains going. Every scientific study, you know this again already, but every scientific study shows if you're fit and you eat well, eat healthily, your brain is getting the food that it needs to do the job that it needs to do. Of course, when you're keeping fit, you get a bike.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Now here's one that I think you might like. Take naps. Lots of naps.
You want to get up? You want to go to school?
When you are revising and when you're concentrating and focused on something, your brain literally gets tired. Nap. Nap all the time. Another scientific fact. We learn better off of paper or textbooks or notes that have been written down rather than computer screens. Now, I'm obviously also a big fan of computers. I love them. I do a lot of work on computers. I'm on them every day, pretty well all day. But we're talking about learning here. We're not talking about having to churn out a document or write an essay or something. Textbook on the computer screen, that's fine. You're going to write out those revision notes, not type them on the computer. Don't do that. You write them out, and then you write them out again, and then you write them out again. Science has proven the more you involve your physical body, the more you learn it and retain it. You don't retain it when you type it. So don't forget why you're going to university in the first place. You're going there because you want to get a really good job at the end of it. So right from day one, make contacts.
Wow, this is wild. You can see how far.
Find out who are the key professors in your department. Who are the sort of movers and shakers kind of people.
The Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which anyone raised or lowered raised tariffs.
Look at the part-time lecturers that come in. Sometimes they pull from the business or the professional community to come in and teach one course for that particular section. Get to know them. Try to get on their courses.
Looks like our blackboard has been defaced. Lucky for you, I can take a joke.
Guest lectures is a great way of getting to know somebody. Do a bit of research, find out about the guest lecturer, and hang around afterwards to meet people. I can tell you, I've met a couple of guest lecturers that have come to our class. There's one in particular that I got to know, and we actually became professional colleagues after I graduated, and he led me down a path career-wise that I would never have even realized.
Hey, Sugar, you looking for a date?
No, I want to find Beverly Hills. Can you give me directions?
Sure. And that was all because of a contact, because he came to one of my lectures and was a guest speaker. The next tip that I have for you is to get organized. Get a diary. Get a diary.
Dear diary, a chipmunk asked me my name today.
Because in that diary, not only will you have your lecture schedule, whatever, posted in the front, you can plan ahead as well in a much better format than if you had something electronic. If you can see 1 week at a time like this on a piece of paper, again, you retain it better, you can see the organization of it.
Well, you want more homework?
Yes!
And of course, you got to get amazing school supplies. Here's my clips that I have in that one little container, my paper clips in that one. Always make sure you have this Tipex stuff.
Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down.
And here's a little tip that a lot of people don't know. If you are highlighting a document that might be photocopied or scanned afterwards in black and white, the only color highlighter that does not photocopy or scan is yellow.
I'm going to tell you a story that's crazy but true of how I used a yellow highlighter to cure cancer in my father-in-law.
Now here's another one that is not going to be popular with you. I can already anticipate this. No drinking. Don't necessarily have to abstain completely, but again, if you want to do well at university, this doesn't mix with anything. If you have the viewpoint, university is a time for me to just have fun, no problem. But if you go to university thinking, I've got to do the best I can possibly do and I've got to get good grades, you got to give it up.
Get mommy straight.
Go get mommy straight.
As I say, it's a short time of your life. You do not have to do this forever.
Play it nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean?
So I told you my best tip was the last tip, and now here it is. When you're at university, get a job. There are so many reasons for this. First of all, university is expensive. You're going to be short of money, and even with a job, you're going to be short of money, and there's nothing more stressful than being short of money. So this will help towards that. It's not going to solve everything, but it will help towards that. But most importantly, what it does is trains your brain to be able to focus on something for a short period of time and ingest that material in a short period of time.
This way, when I hit Bolshevik Revolution overload, I just shift over here and oh, hello, Anne Boleyn is going down. And then when that gets too depressing, it's right over to calculus.
Saving the party subject for last.
Let me tell you what I mean. So I always had part-time jobs during university, literally from my first month of my first year right up to all my years of university. My very last year of university, I had 3 part-time jobs. This is how it would work with friends of mine who were much wealthier than me and didn't need to work. They would have a whole afternoon, 6 hours off to do something. I would have 2 hours to do something, and I could do it in 2 hours, and they took 6, and that's the simple math.
Oh man, I can't be late on the first day. I made it. My first day of class. The school year's over, son. You missed it.
I made contacts in my part-time jobs that were absolutely beneficial to my whole career. And also to remember, during the summertime, you're going to have to work full-time to finance your next year of studies. Who knows, maybe it'll go into a full-time job even after you finish university. So that is the absolute best tip I can give you. But thank you very much for listening to my top tips. I wish you all the best. And these are the best years of your life, trust me.
Because once a wildcat, always a wildcat.